Indonesia from this side of the graph, I will explain it, to this part of the graph. In this side of the graph, we have those countries that are enabling the investment in renewables, in clean energy. They are developing bankable clean energy projects more faster, and they are providing enough finance in order to have massive investments in renewables. So at the moment, we have Indonesia from this side of the graph, I will explain it, to this part of the graph. In this side of the graph, we have those countries that are enabling the investment in renewables, in clean energies. They are developing bankable clean energy projects more faster, and they are providing enough finance in order to have massive investments in renewables. So at the moment, we have some key limitations in Indonesia that we can overcome, not easily, but with the willingness of the government, I am sure that we will be overcome that. So the OECD is proposing different pathways, and we will be working, and later I will talk about that, in Indonesia for the following 5 years, in order to improve the finance and investment opportunities in Indonesia for renewables, for clean energy in general. But we need to align the budget of the government to the goals that we have in the SDGs and also in the Paris Agreement. As the General Director was explaining, you have specific targets to reach, but perhaps it's not enough in our countries. I'm not talking about only Indonesia, because in order to have that massive investments in renewables, we have to align the budget, the central government, in the municipalities, in the private sector. We need to attract new stakeholders. We need to innovate and deploy technologies that will be, of course, the technologies of the future, but technologies that we already have. But we need to, of course, to improve that. In order to create those conditions, it is necessary to put a price in the carbon emissions. So carbon pricing is a policy that we are proposing. You can see here in the map that there are some countries that are putting a carbon price up to this benchmark of 30 euros. This is an estimation that we just recently made. You can see, let me use this. This is a benchmark that will pay for the environmental impacts of the use of fossil fuels, especially if we are emitting CO2, so greenhouse gases in general. So this is a benchmark that also you can see it in the Mapa Mundi, that in the blue countries you are reaching that level in some specific sectors. Perhaps in the electricity sector, in the transportation sector, in the building sector, according with the fuels that they are consuming. But it's not a written rule, but it's a proposal that we are doing because we have to put some carbon taxes, to use environmental taxes as economic instruments to send a signal, to send a clear message to the productive sectors to switch from, of course, fossil fuels to clean energy. You can see here how Indonesia is changing this carbon pricing policy very recently. I think that Indonesia is in the right pathway. It's something that is happening because of the conviction you have to move rapidly to clean energy, and it's something that we can, of course, use to do something that is very difficult, but we have to talk about that. We need to reset the financial system in order to deliver and mobilize trillions in the energy sector, especially in the energy sector. Why we have to reset the financial system? Because the financial system is risk aversion. They have this syndrome of risk aversion, and they don't want to take risks. And climate is about risks. We have to do climate risk assessments in all the projects that our financial sector is financing, in order to see what are the best investments in the country.